start
And
even earlier tomorrow.
yeah, yay.
I want to leave a half hour early tomorrow. Um, so it's going to start even earlier. Fun.
Thanks, I hate it. I'm having my bathroom redone, the shower in my bathroom, and they're coming tomorrow to get that started.
Oh,
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully things go quick and easy and painless. And below quote.
Your mouth to dog's ear. And there is no quote. It's you're gonna pay what we said.
Oh no.
it's
And I'm
never
okay.
less. What are you
I
talking
know.
about?
Right.
You can always hope.
You can always imagine, you mean.
Right. They did. The original quote had the sales tax twice. So they've already dropped like $780 off.
Nice.
That's at least a pleasant
Which I
But
was,
but Golda,
right?
that's the sales tax.
I know, right? Oh, that was a nice call to get.
That'll generally make you happy for sure. Yep. So let's see. My major projects coming up are on June 28th. I will have the money to buy my polywood furniture for my patio and replace my existing patio set. And then sometime around late August, early September, I will be doing my uh, a what are they called? My pavers, my walkways with irregular shaped stepping stones. There we go. Irregular shaped.
My upcoming project is I am, as of today, officially registered for Costume College, and we'll be making a Barbie-inspired Bridgerton dress, Regency, for the ball.
I'm so excited.
We're all going as different. We're all going as different, like Regency interpretations of different Barbies. Like I'm Pretty in Plaid Barbie from 1998. We've got Day to Night Barbie. We've got Sweetheart Barbie, and one of the holiday Barbies.
Who's doing the holiday Barbie?
The candy cane
A friend of mine, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah was showing me the
candy
picture.
one.
It's the candy cane one with the big red bow.
Yeah,
It's gonna be amazing.
Her niece picked it out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I just got my fabric from Mood too. It just arrived today. Well, the main fabric. So
Send me a picture, Kelly.
lots to do. I will when it's yeah. So we got the
No,
wig,
if you're
the
fabric.
tiara, the jewelry coming later this week.
And I'll have a week with no Kelly. I mean, oh no, I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Careful, bud.
So brokenhearted. Stretch out in the whole bed.
You know what would be nice, Kelly, is if you took your mom to costume college with you.
Nope. Sorry, the room is full. Nope, you get to take care of mom and the dog and the cat.
You know what would be the best if you take the dog to protect the van. There you go.
Yeah.
Think of the costumes to keep them safe.
Yeah, that dog is the biggest scaredy cat on the planet. She looks so menacing, but she's a scaredy cat.
Oh, did somebody just roll a force point?
Are we ready to roll the...
It was clear before anybody showed up.
I just synced and noticed it was empty. I said, let me go ahead.
Okay.
Let me by the way, Jim, Kelly, of course, if there's anyone you want to invite along, feel free on Friday. Just let me know so I can make the reservation.
Okie dokie.
So far, we are not Hey, finally.
Thanks, Dave. Just not the same.
Hey,
So we're even.
it's even.
I was getting worried there when I saw all the blacks. Dark side. But now, hey, there's balance in the force.
Yeah, we're at least getting some, unlike normal.
Oh yeah, so really quick before we go, I figured that maybe 2.5 weeks ago on Saturday when I was with my dad doing our haircut, lunch at Sushi Garden, and then grocery shopping somewhere in one of those three places, someone was using an RFID scanner and picked up both our cards because last Saturday, wait, not last Saturday, Saturday before. So this was, 3 Saturdays ago. Saturday before last, his card had some fraudulent activity on it, and so I got him taken care of. And then on Thursday, when I looked at my account on Tuesday, I had racked up over $300 in Uber charges, and I have never once in my life used Uber for anything. So, my card got hacked too. And considering.
So both of you did. That
You think
sucks.
that should be easy to be tracked then, because it's got to be connected to someone's Uber account, you know.
Probably,
Yeah, but they probably just created an Uber with his name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or sold it on the dark web.
Yeah, and the problem is that banks have readily admitted that it's just not worth it for them to try to go after small incidents like that. So that it's much more costly for them to try to track it down and go after those people. They're only interested in catching big fish.
Yeah.
So.
Which is crap.
Yep.
As long as you're not getting gigged, that's the important thing.
Mm-hmm. But I got the new credit card today, and life is good.
So, in case anybody forgot, you managed to make it all the way. Oh, wait, did I put that there? Let me hide that for a sec. All the way up to the server room and managed to do exactly what you needed without any fuss, any muss, no problems. You
Until
guys were charming.
I
You
rolled.
guys were fantastic. Even the Intel comms director here was like totally cool with you guys, as you rolled a beautiful deception with 1 success and 2 advantages. And we never really did cover what that despair was going to be, did we? We almost kept it secret for the start of the next session.
That's exactly what you did. Yep.
As
you were cliffhangering us.
Prit and Lachelle are kind of like looking tech busy, shaking some, panels to make sure they're secure. And Melnock and Simi and Tozen come back from the server area, and they're just like, "Hey, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We got everything working, tip top, good to go."
Before we progress further, there is a lovely little knowledge warfare check that I would like to make.
Oh, you would like to get those blue dice to protect yourself. That's 3 purple,
yes.
if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got the purples ready and waiting for you.
All right, here we go.
Not bad. So you take a point of strain as you lie to him, and looking past him, you totally see the lift has lights that are blinking.
And I have 4 lovely blues to throw around.
Those are nice to have.
Yep, they are.
All right, so we're establishing initiative. I'm seeing.
Yep. Just because it's more funner that way.
Sure.
Are we using?
And I will allow you guys to use cool, unless you would like to use vigilance.
And I use cool.
Cool is better for me.
Yeah, cool. Ah, God.
Vigilance basically means, you know, you're ready for what's coming up. Cool is, you know, you're totally be cool. Just be cool.
Are you freaking kidding?
Interesting.
Nothing.
Split.
Nothing
Look at
came up. Big
So-
fat goose egg.
So for
I
that
swear.
despair, just as you guys are, hey, all we got to do is walk out the door. We got this. We are just too cool for school.
Except that we
Immediately-
identified the look on the guy's face as we were sitting there. So yeah.
Yeah, we know he was already a little on edge because of, I think it was Lachelle did fail a charm roll.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Melnock did explicitly state that he was putting his lightsaber together.
Well, no, I did that in the elevator coming up. So,
Uh-huh.
but that I got something else I'm going to do first. So,
And for that despair, the turbo lift immediately goes shunk. And there's 3 technicians looking at their data pads saying, I don't know what they're talking about. We're the only repair crew showing up today. And they look across the desk where the officer is, and they notice the room is full of technicians as they all 3 say that and look up at you guys. The meeting of the technicians.
dun dun dun. So they're all standing in the elevator.
They're all standing in the turbo lift looking at you guys like, who the hell are you guys? And the one guy like elbows the senior tech and he's like, see, I told you. Bob didn't lie. Some technicians came up here before we got on site. And he almost looks happy, like, I told you so. Told you so. Told you so. They weren't pulling our leg. It's not Republic Fool's Day. And, yeah. So, which one of you has the best deception?
That's
Probably me.
Prit.
Flash or Prit.
So, Prit, what's that number look like so I can set up a dice pool for someone to roll against it?
I have my deception is 3 yellow and 2 green.
And it's pretty good.
Any minus blacks or anything like that?
Nope.
Let me throw an extra blue in there.
Well, this is going to be the big guy rolling here.
Yeah, so let's throw him a black instead.
Wait,
but
he's
Wait,
going
can I?
on.
No, I can't do that. Never
your
mind.
power doesn't do that.
Nope.
Is he going on with the techs, or is he? Or
He's basically seeing what he can notice about you guys versus those guys.
Ah, okay.
Because
For
he.
deception,
Uh huh.
for
I thought
deception,
the techs
I'm
were going
3.
on 3. But... Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm 3 yellow minus 4 black plus 1 advantage for deception. I don't know which one. I'm assuming because he has the extra dice to roll that Prit is better.
But you're still pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with either of us rolling. So
Hit it, Prit.
Well, it's not Prit rolling; it's the intelligence officer rolling.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
rolling against that dice pool.
Whichever one will do better for us.
Wow.
He did
Yeah.
horribly.
That was not a good roll.
no.
No. I'm glad you made the roll, not us. So.
Mhm.
Right?
And
Mhm.
immediately he's getting like super quirky. His one eye starts twitching when he sees 3 more fucking techs coming up to what should be his quiet space, interfering with his work, and you just see him. Prit just sees him grip his desk, and his knuckles turn white through his glove. You hear the creaking of his leather glove as he just looks at the 3 techs who are looking at you guys, and they're just doing this like head bob of what's going on. And he immediately points at them and says, you. And then he points to Prit and points to Lachelle and you. And all of you, if you're finished, leave this floor now. I have had it with you technicians. You don't come when you're supposed to. And he starts this little managerial style tirade of someone who is just tired of dealing with the cable guy not showing up between the 4-hour window he says and going and showing up when you finally go to the bathroom, and they leave with only 3 knocks at the door. It's a total cable guy kind of reaction he's having.
They
So while
say
he's
that they left a
tirading,
note, but they didn't leave a note.
And
Chosen will start walking to the elevator.
and the 3 techs will totally like immediately hit the button, and the lift goes and you can tell the lift will be coming up for you shortly, but they decided to opt out of doing whatever's on
Anything.
the PD-214 report. We will do your repairs later. And he just like scans the room and totally brings up his little data pad information and starts asking for everyone's identification. Are you guys all heading towards the lift that will inevitably be coming up any second?
He said for us to go, we're going.
Yep. Toodles.
Except he's asking for ID now.
He is asking for all of your identification numbers.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, I
Certainly.
rolled well on.
You did.
Yep.
You made correct ones. Are you guys providing them?
So, I think yes, we provide them, and then we distract him with, sir, before we go, we will need you to, and I would prefer this come from either Prit or Lachelle. We need you to sign off on this work order.
So how are you
I'll do that.
signaling Prit or Lachelle to do this?
I will pull it up on the data pad when I'm standing next to them and point and be like, signature.
Oh, yes, yeah. Here's my idea. Oh, but before we go, you do need to sign off on our work, please.
Sorry, that gave me a hoot. We're making them sign off on our bogus bullshit.
Yep.
And it makes me real happy.
So go ahead and give me your deception check.
Add a blue to that, please.
Oh, look at you cashing.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to take 2 points of strain to reduce the difficulty.
Oh, you bastard. Okay. We can only pray that the red dice are on fire.
Oh, and I've got somebody else up my sleeve if need be. Okay. Here it comes.
Oh, shucks. You didn't have to use it.
That blue dice helped you even more. So he like
my signature ability is I could flip a light side point and remove dice before we settle up.
So he immediately like snatches the data pad out of your hand and pulls out his Imperial command stick out of his sleeve and stabs it into your data pad to sign off on the work order. Because of course Simi even had a real work order because that's what you do.
Yes.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
He just like gives you the officer grr look where you just hear his teeth grinding. It's totally sharpening his jawline because he's grinding those teeth. Or at least that's what I'm doing for the failures and the despair I rolled. Grind, grind, grr.
Right, and every snarky thought I've ever had is racing through my head, and I'm just like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
And of course, just on schedule, you get the shook of the turbo lift opens up.
And we all start piling in.
That's right.
Does
Okay,
anyone have any
bye.
parting words with him?
No, sir.
I do not. Nope.
No, but thanks for asking. Bye.
Okay, so you guys get into the lift. I'm assuming you take it all the way to level 4, which is just one level down.
Yes, but there are things in the elevator to discuss. Number one, is the elevator secure?
There is a camera, but I do recall someone disabled that, didn't they?
I
believe so.
So you believe you are secure at the moment before the turbo lift door opens up.
So as we're going down, I just told Pritt and Lachelle, if they try to stop us, number one, we have the signature of what's his face up there. Number two, bitch and moan and whine about it being a holiday so that we just want to get out of here and go home.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I will sell that.
I had to roll that despair. I didn't get to.
Hey now, don't you go laying that at my feet.
I'm not talking your despair. I'm talking Jim's. I didn't
Jim's despair.
do what I wanted to do. That was no fun.
You wanted to slice and dice some people. No, you actually had something even better planned, didn't you?
I did.
Somebody was wanting to work on his wet work again. He's gonna get some of that duty back. So you guys pop out in the turbo lift, and the 3 technicians are on that level as well when the door snaps open. The 3 techs are just looking at you guys like, what the hell, man? I know we were late because we were attending the festivities, but you making us look bad to the boss up there?
Hey, sorry. It's like we get called, we show up. I mean, that's the way it is. We didn't know that you were we thought you were coming.
I just growl at him and head to the other
lift.
Elevator.
Yep, that's. I don't even growl. I just start walking to the other lift.
So, Pritt, give me another deception check as you interacted with them. Look at nobody giving him a blue because they're just technicians.
That's exactly right.
I also did not take strain to make it easier, I think.
I was gonna say, is there anything that I can do just to be like, so I'm trying to think of something that I can say that's not smart, like not smart ass, but like, well, we thought that you were gonna show, but then everybody was getting really antsy, and we didn't want you to get in trouble, so we thought we would run in there right quick. Didn't realize we were gonna get Major Dick up here.
And immediately,
see what you want to do, but I wouldn't engage.
Right.
Immediately while
I'm trying to make it so that we have it, that we are, if we can't dazzle them with our brilliance, we're going to baffle them with our bullshit.
We just walk out.
And as
I think I have a success, so I think we're okay.
Yep,
Okay, great.
they totally look at you guys. It's like it's not you guys. It's that guy upstairs. You know what they say about the man upstairs? He's always shitting on everyone below him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And as you know,
that is what they say.
One of you clicks the button for the next turbo lift. The door conveniently pops open in your favor. Is there anything specific that Pritt wants for those 4 advantages?
Oh shit! Yeah, I've got advantages.
These techs have no doubt that you are another tech team. They've just never worked with you guys before.
Yeah.
It's a big empire.
It's a big empire, and they're rotating people all the time.
Any suggestions for the? Well, actually, I think I will take 2 of those and get my strain back.
Oh, come on! Things have been barely straining it at all.
I know, strain management. With the other 2, I think I'm just gonna throw a blue at at Tozin, because I'm sure he's going to need some. Who's gonna need a blue more?
Hopefully nobody if we just walk out.
Right.
Yeah.
If anything, I would
And avoid
probably
engagement.
throw it to Simi if she needs to get into any computers and do any hacking.
That's
I would say I'm the least likely to make use of it because I can always just throw myself a blue.
That's a good idea.
I have
See,
3 more of them.
Got a blue for your next hacking roll.
Next roll, period.
Your next roll, but which is likely hacking. But you know.
As I'm assuming you guys beeline straight down to level 0 on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Are we?
Yep. We're
Okay.
going to get the hell out of here.
As the lift is going whoosh, 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 is there anything Simi's doing while you're in the lift that has a data port?
The lift has a data port.
The lift does have a data port. It has access to some stuff.
I could access security and just, make sure. Oh,
Yeah, see if
sorry,
we have a
like
path, a clear path to the front door. That'd be good for starters. Maybe.
Or just clear our presence.
I was just going to say clear the record of us having used the lift again, because I think we did that on the way up.
let's do that.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, roll the we will never hear.
Roll.
Okay, so you're giving me a blue?
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I'm putting a blue in there.
All right.
So, let's go ahead and throw another blue in there. Why not?
Okay, don't roll yet. Okay, you can roll now.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going crazy on the points there.
What? Even though he tried to jack it up there, I still succeeded.
Because Simi is unbeatable when it comes to organics against turn a internet system.
I
Oh.
would not
Yep.
say
Well, we have computer.
unbeatable.
Okay, so anything you would like for your 2 advantages?
Let's give Prit a blue on his, in case we have to do more deception.
Okay.
I mean, you never know at this point. Prit may just want to, go for a hat trick here while you're inside the facility. Okay, and on the security cameras, you are completely ghosted. There's this moment where you're seeing the old 70s security camera screen, and then all of a sudden you see some fancy modern day CGI digitization, and then everyone just like flickers and vanishes off the real feed. Because
Nice.
Simi's that good. And we've managed to use half of Tozin's blue dice.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
What they're there for.
soon as your lift opens up, these 2 guys down here look really confused, and the Imperial officer there he gives you guys the 2-finger come here, the very casual come here guys, and the little droid is doing the whole bloop 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 bloop, looking at you guys. And he's just like, so did Team 247 talk to you? They said they were assigned duty today, and I told them they were confused because y'all were already up there, and you even had your droid doing its thing.
Hacks.
I'll look good. Yeah, they were late, and so it was just a double call.
Typical bureaucratic
Show him the signature. Show him the signature.
Oh yes, I will. But we got our work signed off on, and maybe next time they'll be quicker when they get their call.
He totally seems to be actually doing his job today, and he totally takes the data pad from you and checks to make sure everything's been signed off on. And go ahead and give me a deception with an upgrade since you're dropping that signature on him, because that's by the book.
That
That's
is by the book.
exactly how it would be done. And
You know?
so you're wanting
Then,
2 upgrades and a blue, huh?
yeah. And here we go. Are you ready?
Yep, and go for it. And he's just like, everything looks like it should. Good job, guys. And I take it we're good for the next cycle.
We are, yes.
All right, and he snaps you a nice little salute, hands you back your data pad. You know, goes ahead and gives a nod to the little droid that was eyeballing you guys and totally goes fluttering off to go find a job to do. As he's just like, as you were, and hey, thanks for doing a better job than those other 3 guys, because those guys, I between you and I just think I smelled something on one of their breaths, And if you guys want, we do have in the cafeteria some food and beverage if you'd like some. All by the regulation though. So he's basically gesturing to this room over here that you have to go through anyway. If you want to go and have some access to the holiday desserts and pizza party, because the Empire is like every other corporation. You get a pizza party day.
That's right. Pizza party, and then you get fired.
That's what you get for asking for ranch.
Right. I'll give you ranch.
You broke the budget.
Oh, and when they say, oh, and go ahead and go over here and have some kind of dinner or snack or whatever, I was like, ooh, we didn't get a chance to enjoy our holiday yet, everybody. And I look very excited to be going and having whatever cheap shit they ordered for us.
Just one step above the bad catering stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
So you guys,
I'm just trying to get us away from this guy before he starts asking us more fucking questions.
Walking.
And there's a few basic technicians in the room, because obviously you can tell some of the techs are on 24 on, 24 off kind of duty. So people are just like filling their cake hole right off the bat. You get some general nods and hand gestures, for you guys. And, one guy totally looks at you guys and says, see, we are going to embrace the suck. For the Empire.
That's right.
And you get a room full of sarcastic people saying, for the Empire. Is there anything you guys...
smile, but do not engage in that kind of talk, because it's only going to get us in trouble.
Don't let the little droids see you doing it.
That's right.
So you guys do just enough to make it look like your tech's grabbing food and going?
I grab a piece of pizza
that
and
is
keep
my
walking.
plan.
Anybody says for the Empire, it's like I've got a mouthful of food going.
Yep, grab a piece of food and keep on walking. I don't even slow down.
It's weird how fuck the Empire sounds pretty close to for the Empire. Your mouth is full.
For the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holiday. We weren't even supposed to be here. We're just gonna get the fuck out.
Okay, so you guys, not try to walk casual out the door. The security droid totally, gives you a nice, polite droid nod. That's all they're supposed to do. As the doors go whoosh whoosh, there's the vehicle that you have conveniently parked out there. I'm assuming you're going straight to your vehicle. Or are you looking to abscond with something else in the covered parking?
God.
I am worried that we are pressing our luck, guys.
I can only give you options and opportunities to roll some bad dice.
I know.
I think we're probably good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm always happy to do a little GTA. I think I think the let's
Don't-
not
The don't
jinx
press
ourselves.
your luck buttons on.
Yes.
Just get out
Big bucks,
before
no whammy.
anything. Get out before anything happens.
Yep.
Okay, so you
Besides,
guys.
I don't think it was in our mission briefing to try to abscond with equipment. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and not do any extra work.
Okay, so you guys get in the car and you're making a clean getaway.
That is the
Simi
plan.
distinctly knows that the information scrambling worm is in the communication tower. It'll also collect little tidbits of Imperial data without raising suspicion, unless somebody like goes in there and rolls a big ass triumph. But I don't see anybody doing that anytime soon. So Simi, do me a favor and roll me a slicing.
Damn it! Just before I was about to.
Whoa.
Okay. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
You need a blue? I can throw you a blue if you want.
Sure, throw me a blue.
Sure, why not?
Totally, we get the flashback when Simi was putting the worm in the files. We totally have chosen, tossing a blue dice of inspiration of make sure you do blah blah blah.
All right,
I mean,
you got it in there?
I was there helping her, so
But Tozen does say blah blah blah.
I do say blah blah blah.
Your dice pool is
Blah, blah,
ready.
blah.
Oof.
Okay. So by the time you guys return back to base, you have already gotten some information ready and waiting for you at the electronic email drop where it's sending the intel.
Damn, son.
So your program is already cooking and working with processing information coming through there.
Nice.
Of course.
I give Simi a high five that she just looks at me weird for.
There's one blink on the server and it's already sent the information to her.
Nice job as always.
So the question is, with the identities you have, are you closeting them to save for later, or are you basically disavowing them and never using them again because just in case?
I think these were
we should
new.
keep them. But
I think we should save them for later.
Save them for later is, like we have the higher level ranking one, and this will give us.
These are our technician ones.
Yeah, exactly.
So make sure on your character sheets you write down that you have these bona fide IDs and what the name and rank is for those.
OMG.
Because you've now officially set up these face identities and reinforced that they exist. You now have Imperial records that they have been on the job doing their job. Crazy bastards. And of course, the second you guys get back and Simi transfers the information, High Command is like, seriously? You guys just showed up and you already got us information? Inconceivable!
Yeah, well, we expect to see your delight reflected in our account.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey, he is Kaminoan. He doesn't have emotion. He just... Okay, granted, they're not the Ferengi of the Star Wars universe, but still.
Just because they're sharks with, customer service skills.
Plus, he's got a whole species to restore, right? Got to fund it somehow.
Yeah. Got to get a lab and breed your people back.
Right?
I just need 15 cloning tanks. What do you mean the Emperor took all the cloning tanks?
Right?
I'm sure I can come up with something. I need a washing machine and 2 fish tanks.
Sure, a back to tank would probably come in handy.
And then you end up having a small army of mini mini Kamina wins. The tank
That
was too
sounds
small.
creepy.
It stunted their growth.
Yeah, I was
It
gonna
looked like
say, shrink them down.
it looked like Roger from Family Guy or
Oh
American
no!
Dad.
Oh
Oh
God!
God.
What a downgrade.
The sample was tainted. Okay, so when you guys get back to base, what all is your plan now that you're back on your guys' time? As you guys lippity flip did this mission, got out, there was not even a vibro blade used to shank somebody.
I know. I didn't. Dang it! I was looking for some fun.
There's a beautiful wet work option there, and nobody took it. Had an
Well, you know,
Imperial comms officer all alone.
Well, everything was all set to take him out, and then you had to roll that despair and change things. Then it saved his life,
Dice happens.
along with the text.
I'm very happy with since we are not the old team. I like the fact that, hey, why not lie our way out instead of fighting?
Though I do
Mhm.
think it's
That's-
ironic that the despair brought more people, which therefore evoked an NPC despair.
Which
The karma
Exactly.
was there.
made our despair moot because it made it easy for us to recover.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Like I said,
it be
talk
that
your
way.
Talk your way out until the time comes to wield the big stick.
So what is your guys' plan? Is there any projects, air quote, you guys have going on the burners? Or is there an op that you guys want to do off the books? I mean, you guys are supposed to use some independent study time. Is there any jobs that you've got cooking? Besides hankering to go back into that one place and use the sewers to jack that place up.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds fun and exciting.
Right.
Not so much now.
Yeah,
You
I feel
survived
like that
that
will
place
just jack
on.
us up.
I'd be more interested in seeing if we can turn either the socialite or ex-soldier fully over to the rebellion.
Ooh, because they both have sympathizing mojo going on, don't they?
They do.
Now the question is, how would Tozen go about recruiting them?
I don't know that Tozen would, because he's not the smooth talker that can do such things. He would try to encourage Lachelle or Prit to do so.
I would think that this requires Lachelle's charming personality.
I would think so too. It's more charm than it is deceit. Although,
All right.
hey.
So
I'm willing to put the effort in.
what I'm hearing Tozen say is he's planning to have Lachelle have a social interaction introduction where they have an excuse in public as a bunch of chats are going back and forth on Skype. As we're all flipping over there real quick. Okay, that's a good quote. Be polite,
Yeah.
be professional, but have a plan to kill everyone you meet.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
General Mattis. He's got the kids.
It is one of his sayings.
It is.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
the,
a big fan
warrior
of.
monk.
You can always you can always bring out the big stick, but if you start with the big stick, you can never go back.
Once you go big,
So
stick,
let's
you
start
never go
out
back.
nice. Start out nice and see what nice gets us.
So on the
Nice
plus
should get us a
side,
lot. Nice is nice.
Tozen still has some of those blues. One left, right?
Is it one or two?
It's one because when you did the
Is it one?
flashback,
Yeah, it's
you
one.
gave
Yeah,
her blue.
yeah, I did.
See,
Yeah,
you see,
it's
we
one.
one out of you.
Yep.
Yep. So you're gonna totally have a plan as you're sitting around the conference table, and you totally tell Lachelle how you need her to work on crafting better contacts. And you look over at Simi and say, Simi, we need a social event where we can go meet. Which one are you focusing on first? Or are you going to make it more difficult and try to go for both of them at the same time?
I think
Do you want me to put
one.
something up on Facebook?
Sure. I think one is plenty. And if I remember correctly, we had a greater success with the soldier than we did with the socialite. Both had good results. Because I think I was the one that was charming them that time, and I had a better result on the soldier than I did on the socialite.
Yep. Or it could just
And
be
I
she was
think
afraid of speaking against the Empire too loudly. Whereas the
could be,
drunk
but
guy
if
was drunk and stupid.
he was maybe a little drunk and stupid, but I pulled the heartstrings talking about how the Empire has just cast the clones aside after all they did during the Separatist War, and that seemed to really win him over.
That really got him in the feels. He's like, I remember having clones under my command. Great men, always made their shots.
Well, they were engineered to.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlike these stupid. Sorry. Unlike these stupid stormtroopers that can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn.
Now, to be fair, we
Hit the
quite.
broadside of a Death Star.
Ooh, sorry.
As the one pro stormtrooper out there says, but they had to let the princess get away. It was part of the plan.
Sure it was.
We couldn't shoot the pilot, and the kid must have been the mechanic.
How did I miss that attachment?
Uh-oh. As someone's totally picking up parts in the shop and putting them on a weapon, it sounds like.
Ah, I was looking at some reason I've never seen the cyclic crystal array.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
As obviously
I
he's now
missed that one.
introduced you all to his lightsaber as he's taking it apart during the conference table. So,
It's like you can have two crystals and swap between them.
Yep,
Like,
you
what?
flip the switch.
It's like having an alternate SIM card in the movies.
It's
Right?
called, they've taken all the EU stuff and put it into lightsaber modifications. Like the variable blade length. So
Yeah, but I mean, to be able to swap between crystal, that's pretty badass.
go ahead and give me a slicing check as you're looking for in a social event that the old Commodore is going to be at for Lachelle to happen to run into him in the most sociable of ways.
Okay.
Yeah, but something
Such a
that's not too crowded,
coincidence.
We want to be able to converse freely with the guy.
Okay, so I will totally say, how do you want to use those to advantage, and what is the event? I know it's late, but I'm going to totally throw it on you.
Do you think we could do another
Cocktail
fundraiser?
party?
There you go.
What kind of party?
Cocktail party?
Just a regular old cocktail social?
Yeah, well, unless you guys want something specific.
Would the ex-soldier come to a cocktail party?
Of course he would.
Oh.
He likes his beverage, and free beverage is the best of them all.
All right. Okay.
Well, the cocktail party is in honor of.
Oh no.
Ooh.
No. Because then all the attention's on him. How are we going to talk to him without other people?
Oh.
I don't think it's in honor of
It's
him. I
honor
think it's
him,
in
but-
honor of some blah 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 hero of the blah 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 who did the really cool shit, and so
There you go.
he's there celebrating his person that he
like it.
mentored.
Ooh,
A commander
so his
of some
understudy.
recent battle.
Right.
Commander of some recent battle that he had.
Was he helped
Yeah.
mentor this kid, and this kid did a really good job.
So as we
And
get
so we're go ahead.
we get the screen swipe where it's at this party, and the Commodore just did his ting 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 of glass and did a toast for his protege, how he loved him like a son, and he was so glad that he survived coming through the Republic Academy, and you can see the old dog reminisces about the Republic. He doesn't say anything slighting of the Empire, but he totally says pro-Republic stuff. Throws a couple Republic keywords out there that he is proud that his protege has carried over the proud, noble traditions of the Republic
Ooh.
Navy into his current position. And may his current service be as noble and distinguished as his previous service. You could just hear the undertone. Lachelle's getting
It's not even an
excited.
undertone at this point. It is the tone
It's
at
a
this
tone,
point.
yeah.
And then
Right?
conveniently at that moment, he finishes his glass. He's a little tipsy, so he puts his glass on the server droid and picks up another one. And as he kind of peels away from the congregation for his protege, Lachelle just happens to be there in the wings, ready and waiting. Are you going to
Hi.
approach him?
Absolutely.
As he immediately gives you the very pleasant smile, and he's an old war dog, but he still gives you the gentleman seeing a pleasing person in front of him and smiles. The old dog
Hello.
smile, but not the creepy old dog
That's
smile.
right. Right. The nice old guy.
The Sean Connery look.
That's creepy. he's a little.
Knowing how he treated his wife, no, let's not.
So it is I just walk over to him, and I start talking, and I say, well, I believe we have a friend, and you said that this guy's a Commodore.
Hmm. At least he was in the
Um,
Republic. In the Empire, he's that guy.
So Commodore, that guy. I believe we have a friend in common, and he said that if I saw you, that I should bring him to your memory and say hello. And I'm gonna give Tozen's undercover name that he was using at the cocktail party.
Oh, your friend. Tosin, what was the name?
Oh gosh.
Putting you on the spot. See, names are hard.
Was I using Pel Nolos? Sure, we'll go with that.
And he goes,
What's
yes.
the name again?
Oh, wait.
Hello?
No. Jaron Voss. That's right. Jaron Voss. Yep. That was his high-ranking cover.
Yeah, that's it. That rings a bell for me.
Ah, yes,
Okay.
boss. A good man. He remembers what it means to be a true and noble soldier fighting for a good cause. And he kind of like looks around at some of these younger officers, here, and his buddy who's now currently an admiral. And he's just like, the times, they have changed.
The times, they are changing.
And I sense that they will change more before this is over. And he kind of looks down at his glass, and he just sees the 1,000-yard stare as he looks in his glass, and totally gives you a beautiful pause.
And I slide in there. I couldn't agree with you more. I have concerns. We fully support this new movement, and we the Republic, and we support we support them changing out and replacing an old, and I'm trying to think of the right way to put, like, an old, not entirely functional, and giving it new blood. But I don't know, some of the changes that they're making, they make me a little nervous. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and I sugarcoat it with such a smile as I say I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
So much powder
I'm not
sugarcoating.
right.
And
This is like a healthy dollop of honey replacing all the sugar coating.
And as you say that, he kind of puts a hand on your hand that's holding the drink and kind of gives you a pat and says, let's have this conversation somewhere more private. I worry about you getting yourself in trouble talking in the wrong crowd. And he totally finds a private little area they can open a door and close the door, and you guys can have a conversation. And
Okay.
it sounds like you're
Well,
gonna
I know you're doing something, so hold on. Hold the fuck on, mister. I am going to run my unmatched insight base ability.
Ooh. What difficulty do I have to stand?
So it's a thing that happens once per game session during an encounter or scene involving one or more other sentient creatures. The character may spend 2 destiny points. The character immediately becomes aware of the emotional states and basic histories of up to 3 chosen participants. I can increase the number of participants affected. I can use it twice per game session. I can notice one important detail that a chosen character would prefer to conceal. It costs 1 destiny point instead of 2, and the character realizes the motivations of each affected participant in the scene.
Ooh, so
That's all of
all
the
for the low
shite
price
that
of
I have.
1 destiny pool. Okay,
Yes.
and there's no roll necessary. I love that one. Super sexy. I can give you the info dump.
So
I can give you the info.
I'm gonna flip. Yep, I'm gonna flip a die over though.
Okay. Yep.
Just to show that I did the thing.
And so immediately with this little tete-a-tete you're having, you immediately know this guy's got remorse. And at one point, you kind of see him glance over at a memorial wall, and you totally see his last name on the wall, but with a different first name. So you know that for a fact he had some family member die during the Republic years. And it's someone very close to him. And then he kind of looks over at his protege, like his protege was a surrogate son. So you're thinking he may have lost a son or daughter during the Clone Wars, and looking at the name, you give it a little more squint to make it out. You totally notice that it's a man's name, so you are pretty sure he lost a son in during the Republic years, and he sees his protege up there as his surrogate son. But you sense that there's a definite not liking of the Empire, which this totally reinforces what you've been told by Tozen. And the fact that he basically sees his protege up there sucking in the Imperial Kool-Aid, and it just gives him this like this very subtle sadness, and he's pining for the old Republic days. You know, not even during the Separatist War part, but the old Republic days, where, you know, oppression and violence was not something that was mainstay. The military was basically just a figurehead military. You know, it didn't actually have to go out and do things except for the occasional pirate raid, which if you're in the Republic and you're chasing pirates, you have overwhelming firepower.
Yeah, you do.
And of course, this is one of the core worlds, so you had very little piracy to worry about. Mostly it would have been just smuggling operations that you're breaking up. And you sense he pines for the old days. And you have 2 other people you could ask about if you'd like.
Say that again.
Your ability lets you do up to 3 people,
yes.
right?
Yes. Hang on, let me get my.
You are totally a people watcher.
Yes, I am. All right. Is there so yes,
To
I
the
would like
protege.
yes. I would like information about the protege and like his the emotional state and basic history of that protege. And is there anybody else in the crowd that is like a high-ranking person that I could have some information about?
There's definitely a high-ranking female in the group that is an officer. She's not wearing military uniform, but she is wearing civilian garb. But you totally heard somebody address her as an officer, and she keeps giving the protege the moony eyes.
Oh.
And you definitely are getting the feels that his protege is being groomed by the Empire. You're totally picking up on the feels that he's being groomed because he's got the dashing pilot look. He's got the experience of he's done just enough military service that he has actual field experience. And more importantly, he's an understudy of one of the old guard. So he's got that mentality of, you do it yourself. You don't send somebody else to do your job. But you're picking up from the buzzwords you're hearing, like she's, when she was talking to him and some other people, she totally did her little mini toast, and you totally caught she was throwing out the buzzwords for people. You're totally getting an ISB feel off of her because she's asking people questions and things like that. And she seems very close to the protege. She keeps giving the Commodore eyeballs. When he gets a little drunk and says she totally gives the squint. And you know what?
Take her out.
Since you did that, give me go ahead and give me a perception or vigilance check. Because with you sensing her sensibility at the moment, you may have noticed something else.
Okay.
Oh, look at you doing that. Give me just a sec.
Well, I mean, you did give us a whole ton.
I got your upgrade there.
All right, great. Yay.
So
Wow.
you don't notice anything specific about her other than the occasional squint she gives the Commodore, and she seems to not really notice you and him together much, so that's a good thing. But you have 2 advantage and a big damn triumph. What would you like? I mean, you could use that big damn triumph just to pull the Commodore away and say, I see he's got a lady friend, and totally upgrade your schmooze roll for converting him over with charm. Hell, I would say use that to add a blue and an upgrade for your schmooze charm.
Yeah, I would like that. I want to see if I can't get more details, more information.
So you totally, allow him to take you to a private place to talk where you won't get overheard, and you totally drop. Oh, I see your protege's friend there is ISB. Am I correct? And he gives you the look like you are exactly right. I don't want you saying anything around her, because you, my dear, will get in trouble. I'm just an old drunk Commodore. They can't do anything to me. As you totally sense, he gets a little blusterous and a little cocky. He basically throws out there that he is not happy with the Empire, but he's an old war dog, and what would they do to him? So as you guys have a private tete-a-tete where you can open up to him, you have something that can remove black dice, right?
Yeah.
Is it already in your skill to take it out?
Which skill?
In your charm, do you have something that says -1 be okay? If
Or
not,
negative diggity.
No, I've got +1 advantage in charm. Coercion, I have -2 black.
Do you have
Yeah,
negative blacks on charm rolls?
No,
No.
for
Oh, okay.
coercion.
So are you going to use your pheromones to get that advantage and make things a little easier?
Yes.
Okay, so now that you guys are in a private
Might
place,
as well work it.
all of a sudden we see that sparkle glitter, glitter dust of your pheromones kind of land on his hand as he rubs his nose and takes a sip of his beverage. And I've got your upgrade and your blue dice for that vigilance check that just help you notice who the old man doesn't like. And you kind of pointed those things out, like to remind him you're observant as he is. And, you can see the pomp and circumstance going on of the fact that they're grooming his protege for something. And he is very upset about that. Is there
All right,
anything you're going to do to boost your charm roll to turn him into an asset? And by asset, get him in connections with the rebellion.
Okay.
And I've taken out the black dice. And you know what? I will give you a blue.
I do not know what to use. I in my head I'm like, yes, because I am a deceptive spy. This is what I do. But Golda has no idea what to do. So does anybody have any suggestions? Dave, you're usually really good at this. Kelly?
You could totally roll
Jeff?
a destiny point in there.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you already got a bunch of stuff, so right? Upgrades
Yeah, now you got
stuff,
right.
two blue dice and
I'm just trying to think of how to get him to be a asset.
So, sorry, I stepped away for half a second there, so I didn't quite catch all of that, but I caught your end question, which basically in the world of espionage, the best way to turn someone is slowly. And so instead of out and out saying, hey, join the rebellion, approach it from the standpoint of, we represent a special interest groups that is aligned with your view of restoring things to the way they were in the old republic.
Yeah.
Perhaps
other people out there with similar interests.
Perhaps you'd be interested in joining that group and helping us out some.
All right, I'm gonna try that approach that is very, very casual and drifting sideways, and mentioning again that mentioning Jaren again, and how you know and trust him. You met him once, so you totally trust him. And just I'm trying to casually see how he responds.
And I will gladly give you a blue dice for pumping into his motivation, which is the good old days. So you have 3 blue dice and 2 upgrades against his discipline.
All right.
The power
Fingers
of booze and good times compel you. You always
I'm not
remember the
there.
good stuff.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
How did that happen? As one person like opens the door and then sees you guys in there and says, "Excuse me," closes the door, causing you one strain, one tiny little strain. As he immediately seems responsive to you, and he's just like, "My dear child, if I could meet other people that believed in the good old days, I would gladly spend time with them. Even if it meant stepping down from my little honorary position here."
I don't think that would be necessary. On the contrary.
Right, yeah.
And you basically lead him on, and he seems very receptive. He brings you and him another set of drinks just to toast the idea of he kind of chokes back the word to, but then he finally says it when he toasts the drink with you, and he says, "To insurrection." And you hear the
And
glasses go.
I do not say anything back to him, but I nod and kind of tip my head and tap his glass lightly.
Ting. And then he totally gives you his access information to get in touch with him discreetly, and says, "So shall we get back to the party?" And you guys kind of
Of course.
blend back out to the party, and he gives you a couple side glances a couple times, giving you that drink salute,
Yep.
trying to be all super subtle and stuff. But you definitely have no doubt within a matter of hours after the party, you get a message with a date and time to meet somewhere. Unless you have a better suggestion on the message.
I get that invite, or I
Uh-huh.
give.
You get the invite, and the invite actually has the option of unless you have a better location. Basically, he's giving you the opening of, do you want to meet him where he says, or do you want to pick the location? Spycraft. You may be nervous
I
meeting him, so you may pick another location.
So
but
wait, this is
also we're the ones who initiated the contact, so I feel like if we also insist on the location, that it might start to set his hackles up a bit.
so this is several hours after the cocktail party has ended.
Yep, that the message
Yes.
comes through. The meeting would actually be like a day later.
Yeah, so but this is several hours after. I'm assuming that Lachelle came back and reported what happened to the group.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That was the idea.
So
As
I
she
will be
heads back
making a
to the
report
shop.
in those several hours to Rebel High Command.
And what do you advise on this report?
I advise that we have made contact with a what was his rank? He
was a
Commodore.
Commodore blah blah blah.
Commodore that guy.
Commodore that guy that we first initiated contact with at the charity event. We have sought to turn him to our cause. He seems receptive, especially in restoring things to more of the way they were under the Old Republic. We will continue to work the asset.
As High Command rubs its greedy little hands together, saying, "Excellence, please let us know if we can assist in any way."
Great.
Confirmed.
Smoozing's not cheap.
It surely is not.
We have to take him out for crab legs and drinks. That's expensive. We don't want to submit a
Right?
expense report.
Give
How
us
much
money.
crab legs are these days?
And of course, conveniently when we get the screen swipe, you look at the address he sends you to, and it is a very low-key museum of Republic history. It's a museum where they put away some of the old Republic's war machines and such things like that. And as you come in, you kind of look at things, and he immediately shows up in civilian gear. Totally does not look like him. No pomp, no circumstance, just a big, derpy coat that kind of lets him blend in. No fancy clothes whatsoever. He looks actually better grunge than he does in uniform with his big gut. And the fact that he has no alcohol beverage on him. As he conveniently does the classic trench coat walk up to you and points out one of the plaques when they talk about a historical event where this replica of the Star Destroyer got to it, and he basically just.
Lachelle, did you want to go to this meeting alone as well, or did you want any backup?
I do want backup.
Okay.
Who would be good to come with. Do you want to come with because you are somebody that he's already met?
I'm someone he's familiar with. I would also think maybe Prit because of the talkie-talkie
Prit's
skills.
good at this shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So I don't think is 3 of us too many.
3 might be too many.
You could
3
totally
might
So-
come
3 of
across
you-
as intimidating.
Right. So who would you prefer to bring, me or Prit? You know, you can always sell Prit as Prit is a member of the organization that I previously told you about.
Right? I can.
Along with and actually Prit could say that Jaren vouches for you.
A third party to vouch for me.
Right. Well, you know, because what's his face knows Jaren so well. Apparently, you know,
guys
we'll
had a
just keep
great
rolling with
time.
that.
We're
You
all
know, it's when
friends
you
here.
meet
Yeah,
somebody in a
yeah.
social scene and you've had enough drinks together, you know each other.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
you don't remember where you first met each other, but you've synced up there. You know, you've got the synergy going.
The
Exactly.
good old days.
I did the charm work that laid the groundwork. You guys take it home.
That's right. Yeah. So Prit will come with me. Plus Prit
Okay.
can just kind of casually slide into you know, what's the word I'm looking for? That you can like you can fly casual.
pick up
You
the
can be
spare.
you're the person who looks like every other person, right? You can adjust yourself enough that you look like somebody familiar. You know, you carry yourself as if you were somebody he should know, right? Like trying to think of stuff like that where you could
Well,
be
he would
really
have to know what he's looking to take on, an image of.
Ooh, I
He
like
can't
where this
just.
could be going. Do you have Simi do research on him?
Oh.
right,
See
like
some
Yes.
people that he's had previously been under his command or something like that.
Simi,
Whatever you can find out.
Are you gonna do some
I don't know if
research?
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Let's say because research would fall under not slicing but knowledge, right?
Uh-huh.
Or world, that type of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I do
Oh.
warfare.
You could do warfare.
Okay.
How's your-
warfare, I would think.
How's your warfare? Do you want me to be making the warfare roll?
I was to say I have 2 yellow and 3 green in warfare.
Oh wow!
I
Look
don't.
at you.
I personally wouldn't go that route just because if you don't know the facts of that person to carry it off, then it becomes a problem and deceptive, and then you ruin the trust instead
Well,
of
and
him just being
I
a
don't
okay
mean that
person.
I don't want him to say, "Hi, I'm Golda Lloyd." I want him to look like or look enough like Golda Lloyd that it's a familiar feeling.
Because Lachelle did notice.
Not where you roll in and say, "Hey, I am so and so." You roll in and you're like, "You give me the vibe of so and so," even though I know you're not.
You remind me of my ex-girlfriend. Oh, happy times.
Or what I'm feeling Lachelle's talking about here is a slight resemblance to the sun. Not a lot. A slight.
Right? Just so that you feel good around that person without it being a shouted, "I am that person."
I got what you're selling there. I got you. So
that was kind of my idea.
If Simi wants to do a warfare because he did lose a family member in the war, there's that war memorial. That's pretty warfare to me. I'll take a knowledge warfare roll.
Okay, does anyone have a better warfare?
So I've got 1 yellow, 4 green, 1 success, -2 black.
Say what?
Yeah,
say that
What?
again.
If it was Underworld, I could help you.
So I have 1 yellow, 4 green, 1 automatic success, and -2 black.
Okay.
I think that's almost better.
But you have 2 yellow.
Yeah, but
2
he's
yellow
got
is
an
always going to
automatic
be better.
success.
So if you work together and do this whole back at the nest, you guys are doing this whole jam session between the two of you on two computers, pulling up what
So I
info so
could
you can
give
feed
you.
it to them over the earbuds, you know.
So
So
I could give you
basically,
my success and -2 black.
yep.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll plus 1 success.
Okay. So
I'm liking where this is going. So plus 1 success is 4 beautiful successes, and you do take 2 threat in regards to some of the details are fuzzy. You do realize who he is, who his son. You realize he did lose a son in the war, his only son, and his son and his protege were best friends growing up. There is something fuzzy though about his son's death, probably because just the records were tidied up. So you don't know if it was like user error of his death or he made a stupid choice and died. But his death details are kind of fuzzed over. Of course, he was posthumously given quite a few awards, but then again, that's the Republic for you, or the Empire. But you do know and have records of his son and his son's appearance. So if Prit wanted to take on a similar look, but like Golda was saying, not 100% I am your son. It's the, cheekbones and nose and chin that are, very reminiscent to what his son looked like at the time of his death. I would totally give you some mechanical benefit for that.
I will do that.
Because that is totally the psychological warfare shit that's done in real world.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was getting where Lachelle was going with that one. I like that.
Right? Like I don't want it to be gross and obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be underhanded and subtle.
Subtle, so it actually comes through like it would. So, Prit, for your shape shifting, for something specific, is there any specific role for that, or would that just be a regular deception?
You know what? I don't know. It's come up before, and I've forgotten what the.
I know your shape shifting in general is against your resilience. Should be on the character sheet. I mean, I'll totally take a deception if you want to use that like a disguise kit.
A disguise kit. What the hell is that shit?
Well,
We don't
the
need no
Claudites
disguise
have the
kit.
disguise kit built in. It's just the skill of impersonating someone.
Here we go.
Yes, a changeling as an action may suffer 3 strain and make an average resilience check to change appearance to match a previously observed silhouette 1 character. Observer must make an opposed perception versus deception check to detect that something is amiss.
Okay, so go ahead and give me
So
a
that's if you're,
resilience roll.
yeah.
Just to see how well it does disguise it looks. As they're just like, just don't do the forehead, just do the chin and the cheekbones.
Yes.
It's like looking at Clint Eastwood or Clint Eastwood's son.
Okay, I'm ready to roll if my pool is ready.
Your pool is ready. Okay, as you take a point of strain, as you look at the pictures, and then immediately you like perfectly copied it, and then all of a sudden you phased out the deception, the disguise, so it's not perfect, but very similar. It's one of those of you make it so close, you have no doubt that he will immediately make a connection with you.
All right.
So as you do that in the flashback, the two of you are standing at the museum, looking at a display, and the Commodore comes walking up behind you, and he basically, there's a little auto voiceover system that's reading the historic plaque to you, and he kind of interrupts it and waves the hologram away because he says, "That's bullshit, total bullshit, rewritten for the history books. Trust me, I was there." And he points to the ship where he was at the time of the battle, and immediately turns to look at Lachelle, and then sees Prit, and kind of like does the double take, and then he kind of like just rubs the back of his neck in a nervous motion, and totally gets thrown off his game. You visually see him get thrown off his game when he sees Prit, but he just does the
Okay.
So, my new friends, what can I do to help you?
All right, what are we looking for, guys?
Since he's a little bit more connected into the academy and what's going on, maybe he feeds us information every once in a while about any special operations or anything like that that's going on that is.
Might be disconcerting.
Yep.
There you go. That is what we will ask for, Mr. Jim.
As in Lachelle's ear, the earbud is squawking off.
Right?
As he looks at you and says, "You know what? You're absolutely right. The children of this generation, and I do say children, for the pilots are getting younger and younger every year. Or maybe I'm just getting older and I see the youth in their face."
And I smile.
I
These kids.
if we don't protect this younger generation, who will? And again, his eyes kind of linger on Prit as you see his eyes get kind of teary, and he totally puts a hand out there for Lachelle, and then after Lachelle shakes his hand, he offers his hand to Prit and totally asks what Prit's name is or what I should call you. Maybe we shouldn't do names per se.
While we're on it, can we stop calling this person the Commodore? What's going to be their name?
His name is Dugan.
Dugan.
Well, you brought it up. You get to assign him a code name now.
Exactly. He's your contact.
When I reach out, how shall I identify myself, and who am I identifying myself to? As he totally gives you a very sober, winky eye that he totally is getting the spy shit,
Yeah, I'm good at this shit. So his actual name is Dugan. The unicorn. Aurelius.
Aurelius. So that should be his code name?
Yep. And give me a second and I can give you.
As Lachelle now has the power to give herself her own spy name.
Da, da, da.
Lucia.
Lucia. As he shakes both of your hands and proceeds to hand Lachelle a data pad, and he lets you know that the first contact on the data pad is my late wife, and I still own her data pad. So if you utilize that contact information, hopefully no one in the and he kind of rubs his hand across his mouth and totally mumbles ISB, should be monitoring those communications.
Will it trigger anything that a contact for a deceased spouse is being hit?
It should be fine. Her device constantly gets updates. I've
Got it. Okay.
I've been too busy to cease and desist the communications on her automated systems. She has a few different gardening and hobby groups that she belongs to.
Okay. Then we will use gardening terms.
Ooh,
Are you
excellent,
comfortable
excellent.
using those?
I am absolutely comfortable with that, as well as the names of many local flowers and fauna, thanks to my wife, who was a botanist.
All right. Perfect.
As
I'm trying to think of ways for us to be sneaky.
as he totally takes this moment to let you guys know that at this museum, he is actually a docent and will totally give you guys the dollar tour, because that totally plays off his spy feel here, because he's the docent who's taking you through the museum. And he points out all these, historical inaccuracies that the Empire has kind of zhuzhed up, so to say.
All right.
And then at the very end, he gives you both a handshake and says, and very loudly, you notice there's a receptionist at the main desk. And around the receptionist, he behaves a little different. He's totally
Oh,
playing the docent role, you notice.
got it. Okay.
You totally pick up on the in front of the receptionist. Careful what you say.
And I thank him for his time and tell him that I greatly enjoyed his insight as we went through this.
And he totally, says goodbye to you guys, and then finds the next nearest stranger and totally does the docent thing with them as well. Almost like he did
Excellent.
with you guys, just not as in depth.
All right. It's a great cover.
As you guys get back to base, you realize that you now have a clandestine way to communicate back with them. And
Yes.
you are
Excellent.
fairly certain that this will be a perfect addition to the family,
Excellent.
especially for things in regards to the academy. Because,
Oh,
yes, he
y'all.
always does have free speaking engagements there whenever he wants to show up.
Right?
Excellent.
Everybody wants to hear from him.
He can give you the
Oh, yeah,
old
he's an old
school
timer.
stuff. None of these young whippersnapper things. This is how we did it in the real days. Y'all ever faced
Yeah.
2 flights of droid pilots? No. Only Jedis could beat those.
We don't bring that part up.
I mean, only the insurrectionist Jedi.
That didn't help at all, but thank you.
And as you guys get back to the base and you deliver the packet of information to the rebel high command that you've got pretty much him as an asset, and you get the super kudos of make sure to protect that asset at all cost, and to pass along any information the asset provides.
Yeah, make sure to cover your ass.
Protect
Uh,
PYA, protect your assets.
that's right.
And
Feels like Shrek. I gotta save my ass.
you guys are sitting around the conference table as you click the button and the hologram of the old dog goes down, and you feel good. You feel good that you're giving this old boy a chance to fight the good fight. And of course, just as you do
Darn
that,
straight.
the screen goes to dark, and you get the dun 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 dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun, dun, dun,
dun
dun, dun. Give us XP.
So you definitely are getting 25 XP. Because
What?
not only did you do that infiltration mission like ridiculous,
So
you
good.
accomplished it with no freaking violence. Just as shit was about to hit the fan and lightsaber coming into play, Still, by the luck of a despair for the NPCs, you kept things from escalating out of bounds. And you managed to pick up a spare with tapping the assets after.
I know, Kelly. I'll tap that asset.
Bow chicka bow bow.
All right.
Oh shit.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
So how many points was it?
25.
25.
Was there any monetary reward for completing the mission?
Jesus Christ.
Well, you know, I am
He
the
doesn't have
mission
anything
leader.
to
I have
do
to
with
keep on
this.
top of these things.
Even
Hey.
spies need to make a living.
I don't know what I'd spend it on yet, but that's all right.
As you get 19 grand in assets. No, it's going to be 1,900 credits.
All right, so split
So
that.
almost 2 grand.
Split that 5 ways.
You're going to see me
3,000.
do the math, aren't you?
Yep.
I'm going to make my calculator do the math.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my phone?
And of course,
divided
the
by
shop
5,
made
it's
it,
380 each.
and the shop made it
380?
400 for the week.
Okay.
It was a good day
So
for the shop.
400 each. All right.
400 each?
Yep.
All right, all this credits, and what am I going to do with it? No clue.
Right?
You have experience up the wazoo. You've got this like constant trickle of little bits of information coming to you from the comm tower until it gets, a rejuvenation, which is going to be a long time because you know what their techs are like. And you have the Commodore sneaking out snippets of the Academy's information.
Yep.
Which totally tells me the next mission will have to be about some top secret thing being done at the Academy. Probably a cool TIE fighter. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go steal ourselves a TIE fighter.
Is anyone a pilot?
No, doesn't matter. If there's an opportunity to steal a TIE fighter, we're doing it.
I mean, if you've ever seen Rebels, stealing a TIE fighter is trickier than you think sometimes. Or that's a good example of stealing a TIE fighter and not having a pilot on hand.
I mean, I'm 4 green, so I mean.
And you have 25 experience.
Sure, I can figure it out.
Which one's the ignition button?
Not that one.
I mean, 4 green's not shabby.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I gotta get to bed.
Roger that. Hey, Jim, Kelly, what time are you guys and for Dave? What time are you guys thinking on Friday?
For Friday, I don't get out until after 5:30, so 6 would be the earliest I can make it.
You want me to shoot for 6:30 then?
That's good. A buffer is always a good thing.
Cool. 6:30 it is. Does that work for you, Dave?
Like that way you're not racing.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I will make a reservation for 4 or more. If you do invite anyone that's coming along, let me know. I'll up the reservation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
No
pop off
plans
and
on my
invite
part.
to a person or two and see if they want to come, because I know I have 2 people that keep saying if I go, I got to tell them about it.
Roger.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
We'll see you guys next time. Not next Tuesday, but Tuesday after that, I think.
Yep.
And good luck next week, Jeff. Even if I hope that no one in Dallas except for you gets to witness the eclipse.
No.
I hope the rest of them are overcast,
No
but
one
you
in
get
Dallas.
to see it.
I'm hundreds of miles away from Dallas, so just that Austin gets to see it even if Dallas is.
That's true. Yeah. Yep. I hope that Dallas is just completely overcast and miserable, and you get to see it.
Well, I just hope everyone is safe during the eclipse.
Yes. All right.
Safe.
So I guess you guys on the 16th, which should be the next one that we do. All right.
All right. Have a good
Roger.
one. Be safe.
All right, later,
Bye,
guys.
gang.
Bye.
Alrighty. Okay. Good night, guys.